Guess left can be right sometimes. Stories of death and the bodies left behind, a reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family, or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger. For it. This is not the time nor place to end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die. Flash and slash. one hand after the other. The oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death, but some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. Halfway there. Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight. That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The Morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and, without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it. Of spark metal going pew pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Shouldn't take much more. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. The scrap keeps piling up.
Loma toaha iboda kelmok.
He wants to...
Shintuata moti huasa papamorphobak.
He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up.
Kotuvon ko kumlunkono.
He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed.
Shintuata moti huasa vunko vuntu.
There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he... The legend... The child... How Lupa Lupin somehow left you alive after his raid on the old village. He must have had a purpose with that. The question is, what?
Ugabun ang ugagad yebroma bufu. Lua tolu toka nuka nuburak.
It was after the attack.
To huaye. Lua tolu dum.
After the old village was destroyed and you did...
Tolu geta. Ya wawanawe. Ayamu aya.
Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree. asks if you are tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Mooma knows you are here. You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young forget. The potato people, or Nono, are a... You found one. You should be proud. They don't come out for everyone. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed. One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the world. But today, your focus is getting this one to become one with the tree. Now that you've seen the Nono's connection with the tree with your own eyes, you have no reason to doubt. From this day on, he'll make nurturing the Pensai into a tree of life, a life goal. One day, the land won't be as peaceful. Not even your Mooma will be able to protect us. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before...
Kim hobe bekuku hifad muk.
He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow.
Koyevun. The
tree started to die when the end of... Records tell of the ruinous devastation that Toxanol caused. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Nocco has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. The road...
Pilvov ugvuhu vobra boom.
He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved.
The wata. Tulua ba volio. Balu putulua. Ye mufurbu. Bum.
Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the
whoa.
tribe war and the situation. You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb. Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters. A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see. Must be the World Eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The World Eaters have made their marks on our world over time. That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive.
He's
heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the World Eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one to come all the way here. He doesn't know. Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not. He's grateful for that. You still seem to have a spark of light in you.
That's a spark of light in you!
That's right! Smack that spark out!
You don't have to be so hard.
Take it out now.
There's always another spark.
There's Out-of-Date again. He must have missed something important.
Koibe. Okorfa balu putulua shintuata motihuasa.
The Jagni tribe is likely to be your primary choice as they seek to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared.
To huaye. Junto con tue bon yevun goja.
Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy, as the conflict between the tribes is worse than ever, teetering on the brink of war. The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way.
Mopu far kobi.
Out of Date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance of power to either Jagni's or Myriad's side.
Oloi bo bopaweg kutuvun poputue.
He believes
Ugambun ang ugagat ko bubuy ato wamawa.
another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be? It's a bridge. Just get over it. They've restroyed this area, muddied up what used to be muck, as if it wasn't bad enough before the tribe war began. That's the Jagni tribe's fort. Their friendship can be a blessing or a curse. It's up to you. You're either a part of their solution to the tribe war or part of the problem. Let's see. Says they're cautious of non-allies.
Zata is the muy totloho. Kariesne zdace. Paro, ya put
The Jagni tribe wants to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. They want to vanquish the tribes, as the only way they can guarantee peace is through supremacy. The Sifu is determined to let the World Eaters destroy the Tree of Life, as it's part of their strategy to cleanse the world and start anew. He welcomes you to the Jagni fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu. The news of a cold-blooded Ronin crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 preceded you. He's referring to your rampage through Bunker 101.
Tada onis purenos odlisini. Ankrepada fu uflete. Zum ilem dat ite reki. Zum ilem dat nete.
Sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages.
O novi odlisini novi.
Your Muma invented Wang Fu. Originally, it was based on unarmed combat and the 6 weapons: the boomerang, the shuriken, the bow, the staff, the nunchuk, and the hook and chain.
Paro, del nova na oko,
Says fear and hatred is the only path to domination, but you already know that. So embracing that side of you and helping them vanquish the tribes and letting the World Eaters destroy the Tree of Life should be an easy decision.
Mi bira? Ale, zenakaz pripad snatste?
He didn't expect that of you. You were born bad so you could do good in this world. That weak mind of yours has made you soft. He'll give you a chance to change your mind before you leave and asks you to reconsider. Otherwise, you'll be seen as a rival.
Na oko onis poloknost. Ale,
Then
mi bira? Ale.
And with that, he urges you to seek protection at Myriad Stone Fort before word gets out that you've chosen not to side with them.
Vuse si totloho, karies ne statse.